Mr. Ahmed.
Sir, I don't have that much of time. Due to the paucity of time,
Okay.
I am not elaborately speaking anything about that. I will just mention certain points on behalf of my party in the
Okay, all right.
Muslim League
Thank
as a part of the debate on the President's address. I just would like to say, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I have gone through the 18th page of address of the Honorable President, wherein various projects, schemes, proposals, everything has been mentioned as the perception of this government. And we are here to discuss its pros and cons, how it will be affecting the future of the country too. I would like to put forward one thing which I have been very much happy to see in the President's address, that President also said this government is also for the growth of the entire people. That is, inclusive growth is one of the ideas of the government. There is no doubt it is a welcome feature in the entire speech. But I just would like to know, how is the inclusive growth in the present day India, especially under this present government? This inclusive India has been given the presentation and also role to play the vast majority of ordinary Indians, or inclusive India has been given more representation to the corporate section of the people here. I have seen, and many of the country has been noted, the inclusive growth is being given more to the corporate section. What is the percentage of the inclusive growth for the common people of this country? How they have been given representation to have their role to play in the development of this country. Mr. Chairman, I will also make a note here for the government. This corporate growth in the name of the inclusive growth of the country, one may sometimes welcome, because everybody should be there in the inclusive growth. But when the corporate section is taking advantage of that inclusive growth, it has to be noted for the interest of the country. This is from our own experience. What has happened, the revelation of the, what you say, there was searches and raids and everything has been conducted in the corporate people, and they have taken secrets also from our proposed budget also. I just have to say, organized espionage is a feature given to this country by this corporate management. So country has to be taken care of. This organized espionage conducted by these big companies, corporate agencies. I am not against corporate companies. They can also have a role as any other section of the people of the country. But at the very same time, inclusive growth is for the benefit of marginalized people, marginalized section of people, minorities, downtrodden, everything. Their role has to be assured with the government. That is the most important for the benefit of this country. Inclusive development demands special encouragement for the downtrodden and including minorities, and the President's address unfortunately did not mention anything about these downtrodden people, including minorities. Mr. Chairman, whether one is liking or not to say minority or not, it is a fact, it's a de facto. Nobody will be able to forget about the existence of the minority community in India. So far the Muslims are concerned, in the world, this is the second largest minority we are having in India. Could we say no? Even if the minister who is in charge of minority maybe say, I don't want no minority. Okay, you don't want, but the country wants. That's not true. How can you say no? I don't say that. I am very happy to hear the speech made by BJP member from Uttarakhand. I am sorry, sir, I have forgotten your name. Yes, thank you. He has said Jawaharlal Nehru's policy. I am very much thrilled when he said, sir, why don't you address your people to follow Jawaharlal Nehru's principle? Unity in diversity. Unity in diversity. How can you forget unity and diversity of Jawaharlal Nehru? That is an asset for the government and their India. Anyway, if you say no, anyway.
Please continue. Please continue.
Sir, I am here 3 days. I have been waiting also. Inclusive development demands encouragement for all the communities, including minorities also. The national level, the representation of the minorities in the schools, colleges, and education is abysmally poor. There should be sufficient encouragement should be given to this marginal section, number one. I am only point by point, as you have no time. And I also request the government should give the language of Urdu and Arabic its own position in the UPSC selections also, so as to give them education progress. Last 9 months, Mr. Chairman, the indication of the government's intention of the so-called inclusive agenda has been completely ignored, neglected the representation in the grievances of the minority community. I am sure education sector of the community will be given. Another only one point more, here, Mr. Chairman, I am referring here. I have to say, the President's address conceptually silent on the political will and the commitment to work for the maintaining communal harmony and the checking of the hate mongers. This recent statement of our Honorable Prime Minister at a Christian congregation about the government's commitment to freedom of faith has been negated by subsequent statements made by his own party people. But I would say Prime Minister's statement has been welcomed by the minority section of the people because he has mentioned, because Christian congregation, he said, religious faith should be respected. But after he spoke, it has been negated by his own party people. And Prime Minister wanted, he has shown how we will have to respect the religious faith of the minority community, other section of religion. But it has been there. Unfortunately, I may be permitted to say, in the ruling party, there are more loyal than the king working there. They don't want the Prime Minister's statement should be given valid. Why I should say, sir, I will just to say one thing more. In this session, last session, our Prime Minister did not speak anything about minority community, minority representation in the House, but he only spoke outside. I am sure after his speech, reply speech of presidential address, he will definitely give the hopes and aspiration and also to say government policy to protecting the interest of the minority, legitimate rights of the minority. I am expecting him. But unfortunately, it is not possible that, because when the Prime Minister has spoken in the congregation of the Christians and speaking for the protection of the minority, his own people have spoken against Mother Teresa, grave Nobel laureate. That shows that they are not liking what the Prime Minister has said. But we are very much happy Prime Minister has come out and gave this assurance, and I am sure in this session also Prime Minister would say. But one thing more I would like to say, sir, I don't want to take much of the valuable time of this House because a lot of people are. After speaking about Mother Teresa, this country has been became a target of attack and insult and also criticism of the international community. We have to respect the sentiments of international community also. You may have differences of opinion about the way Mother Teresa has conducted, but this is the way, not the way you have to do. That is also a responsible leader of the RSS, that is the ruling party. It is very much shameful for this country, and the entire House joined with me condemning such things against a person like Mother Teresa. So, the country is in dire need of stringent laws against the hate propaganda and communal violence. Why the government is hesitant to bring a new law? You have taken away your law, it was there in the annual of the parliament. But why don't you bring your own law? because it is a fact minorities have been under the threat. They have been always there. And I hope my friend from Uttarakhand, he will also agree with me, minorities are under attack by people who want to show. What is the Ghar Wapsi? Ghar Wapsi is creating, in my phrases, Ghar Barbadi. That's the thing. What is the Ghar Wapsi? What did you do that? You are making, again, the asprashada, untouchability among the people. It is very bad. Anyway, sir, I have no time. Thank you very much for giving this much of time. I only would like to say, I am sure our Prime Minister, in his reply speech, will dispel whatever the fear or psychosis for the minority and their fear of these certain Hindutva elements about which I say more loyal than the king of this country will definitely make us to be happy. And I wish Prime Minister will take this opportunity to dispel the grievances as well as fear complex among the minority community. That is the need of the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you.